Call to order, 7 p.m.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Roll call.
Trustee Haig,
Here.
Trustee Hall,
Here.
Trustee McCurdy,
Here.
Trustee Pini,
Here.
Trustee Charno, Trustee Wangles,
Here.
President Kubiak. Thank you. We have a quorum.
Okay, no public comments?
Yes.
Oh, got one?
Questions?
Actually, I'm sorry, really quick, before we go to public comments, is there a motion to appoint trustee Luke Hall as president pro tem to serve as the presiding officer of this meeting of the Village Board of Trustees?
I move to appoint trustee Luke Hall as president pro tem to serve as the presiding officer of this meeting of the Village Board of Trustees.
I'll second it.
You call the roll?
Call to roll.
Trustee Haig,
Yes.
Trustee Pini,
Yes.
Trustee Wangles,
Yes.
Trustee McCurdy.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, public comments?
Right, speak for a moment. Good time.
Sure. Just state your name and address for the record.
My name is Howard Kenizer. I live at 1860 Southern Circle, Carolina, Cambridge Lakes. And I actually have a couple of questions. Driving down 72, and this may not even be your responsibility, so I'm actually looking for some direction as to where I need to go. When you drive down 72 between Rhine King and Big Timber, and let's say you're coming westbound. So for about 450 yards, you've got brightly painted median lines, you've got good lights, median lighting. And then you get about from here to where the Pingree Grove sign is leading into Caroline. They're announcing this is Pingree Grove. And the median lines are poorly painted. The median lights, if they're there, most of them are there, but some of them are not, they don't provide much lighting. There is an increased amount of traffic now with more homes being built, more drivers. When I drive at night, it's a little challenging sometimes to really see what in the median and the lights. And if the weather's inclement, it's really more challenging. And now you've got more drivers, some of whom use the speed limit as a suggestion, a mild suggestion. Who is responsible for that part of the road? Is it county? Because I'd like to see if we can get the lines painted, some median lights in there, or some kind of additional lighting to really increase the safety. I also understand, and I've just heard this, that there might be a band shell being planned or talked about by the fire department, by Caroline, so it would be the north side of that area. So to me, that also increases traffic. Now, there have been some accidents at the corner of Rhine King and 72. Obviously, that has to do with speeding. But I think with increased traffic, I'd like to see some additional safety measures taken. So my question is, who do I go to for this?
I can speak to that. So that section of road, that is the Illinois Department of Transportation's jurisdiction. I am happy to reach out to them about the issue.
Okay.
For the repainting or adding the median lights, whatever it may be. So I will do that.
Okay. Can I send you an email?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
again, it's just when you go about 450 yards west of Big Timber to the sign where it says "Welcome to Pingree Grove," it's not good. It's just not good. And with increased safety and more housing, I think that's going to be a problem. Thank you. I'll reach out.
Absolutely, yeah.
The next one I have is one of my neighbors in Caroline sent a picture on Caroline Ranches at Cambridge Lakes Facebook page, and it had to do with the home instruction site in Cambridge Lakes North. Now, for the record, again, I'm a resident of Caroline. I'm not a big fan of D.R. Horton. But what he pointed out was the residential concrete footing didn't seem to be dug deep enough. And I showed the pictures to a couple of my friends. They went, yeah, this doesn't look good for this area. So my question is, who's doing the inspecting for Caroline Lakes North, Pingree Grove? Are they self-inspecting or who's doing it?
So the village has a building consultant that does inspections for the footings for the different homes. I would be interested to see what you have though. So I think similar to the IDOT issue, let me give you my business card.
Okay.
And then maybe if you have time tomorrow or something, we could call or shoot me an email.
Do you want me to send you? give you-
Yeah, send me all you got. Yeah, and we'll look into it.
You know what? I will, I'll send it to you. I
Okay.
can copy and send, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, next up is a special presentation, the Life Saving Award Ceremony for Patrol Officer Jonathan Garcia.
Good evening. The Pingree Grove Police Department believes in recognizing officers for their actions and outstanding service to the community and their fellow officers. In keeping this commitment, the Village of Pingree Grove and the Pingree Grove Police Department honor Patrol Officer Jonathan Garcia for his exceptional efforts in September of 2025. On September 8th, 2025, Officer Garcia responded to a residence where a 3-week-old infant was choking on vomit. Arriving before the fire department, he found a male performing CPR. Upon assessment, the infant had stopped breathing. Acting swiftly and relying on his training, Officer Garcia administered back blows to clear the airway. With the assistance of family members in removing the vomit from the infant's mouth, the child regained stability, breathing in time before fire department personnel arrived. Thanks to Officer Garcia's quick response and calm composure under pressure, his action prevented a potential tragedy. Beyond providing immediate life-saving aids, he also took time afterwards to advise the family on CPR training for future preparedness. For these heroic actions, Officer Garcia is hereby awarded a life-saving award in recognition of his dedication, professionalism, and service to the village of Pingree Grove. I have a life-saving award I am presenting to him, along with a service pin that he will be allowed to wear on his uniform. I'd like to thank Officer Garcia for his service.
Like to, see if we get a motion to make a short recess.
I'll motion for a short recess.
Second. Call the roll.
Trustee Pini,
Yes.
trustee Hall,
Yes.
trustee Haig,
Yes.
trustee Wangles,
Yes.
trustee McCurdy.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Can I get a motion to resume the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll?
Trustee Pini,
Yes.
trustee Hall,
Yes.
trustee Haig,
Yes.
trustee Wangles,
Yes.
trustee McCurdy.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, next on the agenda is the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes from October 20th, 2025 Village Board meeting, approval of warrant list for November 3rd, 2025 in the amount of $2,636,142. Approval of pay application number 2 for the 2025 MFT road resurfacing program in the amount of $902,814.48. Any discussion? Can I get a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, call the roll?
Trustee Hall,
Yes.
trustee Pini,
Yes.
trustee Wangles,
Yes.
trustee McCurdy,
Yes.
trustee Haig.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right. Next, everybody's favorite topic, taxes. A resolution establishing the estimated tax levy for the village of Pingree Grove for taxes levied in 2025 and extended in 2026. It's be Albert. All right, Albert, wow was here.
All right, good evening. All right, so what we have in front of the board today is obviously an estimated annual tax that the village will be levying for the village's portion of the annual property taxes. As we know, the village of Pingree Grove is a non-home rule community, so we are capped by PTEL. We're only able to we're allowed to only pass a certain amount, which is whatever the CPI indicator is for the year, or 5% at the max. A couple years ago, we did reach the max because of the high inflationary market. This year's percentage is 2.9%. If I could have everybody look at the general corporate tax, that little box there that shows the past 5 years, including this one. As you can see, the taxes levied are always going up. That is the amount that we levy, but that's not the amount that we receive from the county. Okay, the actual tax extended is only a portion of that. The reason for the high amount levied is we're always trying to capture any new construction that is being built in the community. As you can see, the tax rate also from 2021 at 21 cents per 100,000 has dropped down to now 17 cents. So the village is doing our job. We're actually decreasing everybody's property taxes in the village. If you look on page 3, you will again see last year's levy was 1.5775 million. We received 668,000 and change. This year's levy is going to be 1.618 million, which we should be capturing about 805,000 and change. As far as the SSAs, the SSAs 2 and 7, if you look at the box showing those figures from last year, you will see that those have actually dropped. The abatement has gone up, and the biggest reason for that is we just did the refinancing for both of those SSAs. Again, they're decreasing the amounts that are going to be levied for parcels that have that SSA on their tax bill. SSAs 4 and 9, as the board requested a couple of years ago, we are in its 3rd and final year. This year, we are not levying anything. So basically, SSAs 4 and 9 are going away, again, decreasing the amount that we're levying for residents in the community. And with that, I'll take any questions that the board might have. Sure.
Can you hit the button? Thank you.
So I saw this on the agenda and then I was just kind of looking at where do my property taxes go? And I feel like I can follow you on what you're saying with that. Is there a layman's term, like as lame as we can get it, to say, here's why we're doing this, here's what it means to you as a homeowner?
As to why we're increasing the taxes despite the fact that it's still the lowest rate in the state?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's you know,
It-
the average person in Pinion Grove is probably not gonna care that it's the lowest. They're just gonna care that
It's going
it's
up.
going up, right? Like, is there the simplest reasons to say, here is why we're doing it?
Okay, layman's terms, our costs go up every single year. Whether it's personnel and benefits, whether it's operational costs, everything is going up. So we're always trying to, again, this is a very small part of everything. There's other revenue sources that obviously come up to the overall general fund that runs for operations. This year is a start of, it's actually going, I know that people always gonna look at their tax bill and it's always gonna go up, but that's because there's other taxing bodies that increase certainly more than we do. Our portion is actually going down this year. When you get your tax bill next year and you compare it to this year's, it will be lower for Village of Pingree Grove, that portion. So again, our costs keep going up. We have to try, and we're always gonna have to try to capture the new construction. So again, this is, I know it's an increase, but it's a very limited amount that is being increased. You're talking from last year to this year, 37,000 in new revenue for the village. When again, our costs are continually going up.
So can you illustrate what would happen if we, because we have the ability to just keep it the same if we chose,
Yes.
right? What goes off the table if we did that?
Nothing necessarily goes off the table. I mean, this, again, with the other revenue streams that have been increasingly over the past couple of years, I wouldn't say that necessarily anything goes off the table at this time. This is a helping mechanism to, again, just cover overall costs for the village.
And I would mention too, and it is very complicated even for people who see this every day, but so the levy is being increased by the amount that's allowed within it's called the property tax extension limitation law. Basically, it's the cap upon which property taxes can be increased or the levies can be. It's being levied to the maximum amount, which is the 2.9% increase. However, kind of as Albert was going over, due to the fact that the village has had so much growth and it continues to have growth, the amount that we can increase the levy is not enough to outpace that growth. And so in effect, what it happens is there's more value of property to pay all of the property taxes being levied. And so in effect, the tax rate has gone down and will continue to go down. If we were not to increase by the CPI, or the 2.9%, then, we would be out that additional $40,000 in additional revenue that we could receive, and we would never be able to change our mind later without having to go referendum and increase taxes through that method, which we want to avoid. So what I would say, and I know this is difficult, and I know trustees get questions about taxes, property taxes all the time. My, I guess, 1 minute spiel to a resident would be, we increase the tax levy to help pay for the cost of inflation. However, due to the growth in the village, those taxes are being divided amongst more properties, and so in effect, the property tax rate is going down. Now, someday when that growth stops and there isn't the growth that kind of counteracts that, then that's going to be another, I think, a different discussion for the board of, do we still want to increase property taxes, even if now without the growth, it will mean more money paid. Is that one of you, Albert?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a compression. It's a compression issue where as we get more development, like Andy just said, it's gonna compress the rates because more units are divvying up the pie of the EAV. If you look at that chart on the second page and you look at the amount that is extended, from last year, we received 41,000. This year, it's gonna be down to 37,000. It's a continual slowing, diminishing process as we continue on. And then the only way to change that is if it would have to go to a referendum and a different mechanism would have to go into effect. Again, my biggest thing that this goes for is the increasing cost specifically, and I don't want to pick on the PD, but the pension fund. The pension fund is going to be, in the next couple of years, it is going to continue to grow. It is going to be an exorbitant cost. And this obviously helps a little with covering those costs.
That's good to know, right? Because if I'm a resident the first thing I'm gonna look at is, well, you wanna redo the park. And I don't care about the skate
Mhm.
park, cause I'm not gonna use it. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, it's hard to see exactly where that goes, and I don't think there's any shame in saying, hey, we're trying to take care of
Sure.
officers, that's gonna increase. I do have a secondary question for you. So we're doing this, the max at 2.9% now. And I believe we do this tax levy every year,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Do you have potential projections on what it would look like after a Jewel goes in, after the Ranking Road companies go in? Are we still always gonna be keep looking at that?
I'm sorry if you.
No, go ahead.
Unfortunately, even if we get something like a huge property developed, it will make minimal difference because of the limitations with this PTEL with state law. It makes minimal difference as far as increasing on the property tax end. On the sales tax end, that's a whole. That's
Correct.
different
And the,
story.
yes.
You know, the other thing I would mention too, when speaking with residents is, and you know, it's a good thing because it's a lower tax liability for them, but kind of like I see your newsletter with the distributions there, Pingree Grove, with the fast growing community, there's a lot of additional infrastructure and maintenance obligations that go with that. And the property taxes that we have and that we are increasing do not even necessarily pay for those developments. I mean, we're gonna get about $40,000 in additional revenue next fiscal year if we go with this this planned increase. That covers like half a full-time employee. Or I don't know, doesn't even cover one street being repaved. So I would mention that too, is that it is a struggle for the village. Yes, there are advantages of growth, commercial development, things like that. But at the same time, our very low tax rate, which of course is good for taxpayers, does come with some financial challenges for the village.
And important to remember is if you fall behind, you're never gonna catch up as part of that to make up for that growth. So
That would be correct.
until it stops growing, then we can't catch up. So if you don't get to 2.9 this year and you leave it flat, next year, you're gonna have more growth, which would double, but you can still only go up that max percentage. So you're still playing catch up, where, to me, I would tell them it's a benefit that everybody is still paying the same amount as what you've been paying this whole time, and it's covering the growth of the community, I guess.
I mean, and the other thing is that basically of the entire tax bill, the village receives 2.8586% of that entire bill. So if
I
you're
learned-
talking five figures tax bill, we're getting a couple $100 to plow streets for PD, all these services that we want to provide to the residents of this village, to make everything look as pretty and everybody's happy and, all the amenities that we're able to do. So.
Just tell them it's cheaper than the HOA and then send them after them.
No further questions.
Anybody else got any questions, comments, suggestions? All right. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve a resolution establishing an estimated tax levy for the village of Pingree Grove for taxes levied in 2025 and extended in 2026.
I'll second.
Call the roll?
Trustee Wangles,
Yes.
trustee Pini,
Yes.
trustee Haig,
Yes.
trustee McCurdy,
Yes.
trustee Hall.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, next on the agenda is the consideration and approval of an ordinance amending Title IX Water and Wastewater, Chapter 4, Water Facilities, Section 9-4-3, tapping water mains. This is Andy.
All right, yeah, so this is a village code update to require inspections prior to the activation of a water service line, in order to ensure that all water usage is properly metered and billed. So per the CLN2 annexation agreement with Horton, the developer is required to install water service lines as they install all the infrastructure in the development. They also, once the service lines are installed and the home is being built, they also are obligated to install the water meter. And then once they install that meter, it instantly starts tracking water usage, and then they will reach out to the village to schedule programming of that meter so that the software can communicate with our utility billing platform and system. Recently, there was an issue in which a landscaper for D.R. Horton connected to a home that had not yet had a meter installed. And that instance has led to the recommendation that we move forward with this ordinance to have an extra level of checks on them to ensure that all water usage is billed. In that instance, they were issued a citation, but the recommendation is to implement the ordinance so that not only do they have to contact the village to program the meter, but now they have to contact the village prior to activating a water service line. And so this is just an extra check on them to make sure that their landscapers or contractors or whoever it may be is properly based following the procedure that they're required to.
Anybody got questions, comments?
I move to approve an ordinance amending Title IX Water and Wastewater, Chapter 4, Water Facilities, Section 9-4-3, Tapping Water Mains.
Second.
A couple things. Andy,
Mhm.
What, do we know, like if a resident were to get caught bypassing a water meter, what would be their punishment?
It would be the same citation.
It'd be the
that they
same
should-
citation? Okay, and are they still gonna be allowed to put, I don't know what you call that pipe, the fill pipe for the meter to bypass it?
They wouldn't be able to, they would have to call us for the inspection for the activation of the water service. And the only way they could do that we would approve it, is if the meter is installed properly without any appendage to go around it.
Okay, so if this does happen again, there would be a clear means to figure out who's responsible for.
Yes, because with this ordinance, because right now the annexation agreement is worded specifically saying Horn is the one that installs the meter. This one gives the village a little more leverage to say, okay, yes, it's on you to install the meter and inform us, but in addition to that, you also have to get this inspection done before even activating the water. And then that inspection will make sure the meter is installed properly and in a way that it can't be bypassed or something like that.
Okay, have you spoken with them about this? Are they
No, not yet.
any kind of feedback?
Not yet, no.
Okay, because that's my only concern, is because those plumbers all carry those B-box keys to turn the water on.
They do, but I mean, we'll tell them your plumbers are not gonna be able to do that. They're gonna have to get the inspection first, and if it comes to our attention that somebody's activated it without, then they will get the citation.
All right, sounds good. Did we get a second?
Yes, trustee Wangles.
Okay, call the roll.
Trustee Wangles,
Yes.
trustee McCurdy,
Yes.
trustee Haig,
Yes.
trustee Hall,
Yes.
trustee Pini.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, moving on, the staff reports. No president's report, she's playing hooky today, so Andy?
Only quick report I have is if you haven't had the opportunity yet, President Kubiak and I are looking to schedule some quarterly meetings, some check-in meetings the week of November 17th through 21st. If you have availability that week, just reach out to me and let me know. If you don't, then that's no problem. We can find another time to meet. That's all I got right now. Thank you.
Police?
No report tonight.
Albert?
The only thing I have is that this week we have our annual TIF report to cover the activity for fiscal year 25 with the different taxing bodies. Everybody's been sent a notice, and it's going to be on Thursday at 2 p.m. That's all I got.
Thank you. Nick?
Nothing tonight.
All right. Well, Pat?
Don't have anything unless anybody has any questions.
Nothing? The lawyer?
Same as Pat.
Fire? Laura?
Yes, on behalf of President Kubiak, I would like to let everyone know that she's holding a town hall meeting on the 11th of November, I believe it was, here at the Municipal Center, starting at 7 p.m. and all are welcome. It's an open forum setting. Thank you.
What time do the doors be open?
The doors will be open at 6:30.
6:30, okay. Anybody got any new or old business? All right. Motion to adjourn?
A motion.
Second.
That was Adam.
Okay.
Call the roll?
All right, trustee Pini,
Yes.
trustee McCurdy,
Yes.
trustee Hall,
Yes.
trustee Wangles,
Yes.
trustee Haig.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.